Greetings, humans and non-humans. It's Dweller, the groovy guy in the basement. I was planning on reviewing some mod expansions for 4 Souls, but I realized it would be like if I made a review for the By-ARORA Revelations before making a video on Afterbirth. The DLC that doesn't have the plus. I have to specify that. So, I feel like it's time for me to review the first expansion of 4 Souls. From characters, monsters, and loot, and new mechanics, I give you my review for the By-ARORA 4 Souls Plus expansion! Oh wait. That's the name of the second expansion. Okay, let's do a little bit of history. When the By-ARORA 4 Souls was being kickstarted, one of the advertisements was, by adding $10 more to the base game, you get the Gold Box, which contains 68 exclusive cards, which are referred to as the Gold Box expansion. Not really a great name, but you get the gist of it. One thing to note is that I'll be reviewing the first print version of these cards, as it's the ones I have, and I just gotta put this as a note, as these cards are outdated, as there's a new reprint that has many balance changes and rewording that all cards that were made before the Requiem expansions have, but well, I don't have them in my hand, and like, you know, I mean, I guess I could talk about them individually, but I want to save that for a separate video where I go over all the second edition cards and talk about the balance changes, which ones were good, which ones were bad, you know, in the future. Will I review the base game in the future in this cool review format style? Maybe. I don't know, I just want to review these individual expansions so you could see if they add value to your 4 Souls experience. Are they worth collecting? Did you miss out on something great? Are these cards that you could simply skip over? I want you to be the judge of that. Character cards. So, we're gonna go to the characters first, and the first one we have here is Azazel. Now, Azazel is a really solid character, as basically the gimmick is if you're fighting a monster, you're about to die, you can just choose to cancel the fight, and you can choose to fight again if you want, or you could just like, yeah, I'm good. Or another interesting strategy would be that, let's say another player is playing the game, well, you know, it's a multiplayer game, but another player is about to die, and you could be like, hey, I could, you know, help you out if you just give me a few of your cents. Or if they're about to get a soul, you're like, you know what, fight him again. You know, these are moments where I really think Azazel's a really solid character. Like, I would even say be an A tier range. You know, he may not be S tier broken, but he's really great. My only complaint would be is that he's a very popular character, and it just feels bad when I tell somebody that, oh yeah, Azazel, he was part of the Kickstarter the Gold Box expansion, and then it's like, it's gonna be a common theme about this expansion, is me talking about the characters that, and items that were iconic and stuff. But yeah, next one we have here, The Lost. Okay, so he's the first character that actually has different stats. Instead of the usual, you know, 2 HP, 1 damage, 1 HP, 1 damage, which is fitting because we play Rebirth for any version of Modern Isaac, you know, Lost, you know, has 1 HP. Well, he doesn't have HP, just dies 1 hit. But he has the mechanic of the Holy Mantle right here, which can prevent your death, which is cool, but I'll explain why it isn't great. And then we have something cool about him, because he's a ghost, he already starts with a soul, so technically when you get the Lost, you're playing 3 souls. Now, I don't know, I guess the dice gods, you know, the RNG gods were always on my side, because whenever I play the Lost, I do well. I don't understand this. But when other friends play the Lost, they do bad. I go online forums, they do bad. So I'm gonna assume he's pretty low in the tier, because granted, the Holy Mantle, you only use this once per the whole round unless you had some item or batteries to recharge to prevent your death. Because in 4 Souls, players are gonna die. And playing as a loss, it just feels bad that you die on one hit. Health upgrades, luckily you can get them in this game. But the fact that when you play the loss, it's like an uphill battle, I think it's safe to say that he isn't a great character. But he's something, you know. I'll talk more about him. He did get buffed in the 2.0 expansion, but I'll explain that later. So we have the Keeper, which solid, very solid. We got a character whose whole gimmick is so much better than he was in Afterbirth Plus. Basically, he adds money to the economy, and that's really cool. Basically, you tap, you roll, you get money, or you could, you know, say, hey, you want money? You know, you choose another player. They roll, they get money. It's a win-win. It's happy. You know, everyone. When you have a Keeper in the match, you know you're gonna have a fun time because you know that the item shop is gonna be used a lot more than most games. Now, lastly, we have Apollyon. Apollyon is another solid character. Like, literally, this whole, these 4 characters from this expansion are really good. I mean, I guess not the loss, but but the fact that Apollyon, Azazel, and Keeper are really good just proves that this expansion is worth obtaining if you could find it. So Apollyon, his gimmick is, if there's some item or monster in there the field you don't like, they're gone. If you have a bunch of junk loot cards, just replace them. It's so simple, but like, I like them. I really like these characters a lot. So yeah, that's the character portion of this. I'll leave it to my final thoughts. Back to Virtual Tuber Dweller. Overall, the characters included in this expansion are solid. We got 3 characters that I could easily, you know, determine are top tier, and overall are a fun experience for the whole table. Then we got the loss. Call me Mr. Luck because the dice gods are on my side when I play the loss. But for the majority of our players' experiences, it appears that it's a pain, which I could see why it would be. As even that the fact that the loss has a head start with 1 soul, it's an uphill battle. You know, like he has buffs in the Requiem reprint, which I have not, you know, I don't have, but I do know that he has been buffed in his character card and his Eternal card, which I'll promptly put on screen right here. And my complaint about the characters is that these are iconic characters that many Isaac fans will be sad to know that they missed out on these characters. So many times I've seen someone on the Isaac Discord being excited that they have 4 souls, later say, hey, where's Azazel? And then someone has to be the bad guy and rip the band-aid and say, yeah, you missed out, buddy. And then or someone that says they're a big fan of Apollyon as it's their favorite Isaac character, and then they're like really sad to know that he wasn't part of the base game, as instead he was just a limited time, you know, available card. Requiem did fix the Requiem Kickstarter expansion did fix this by making the new Kickstarter exclusive cards being alt art cards and crossover character cards. That way Isaac fans don't need to be too bummed out that they missed out on these cards. Now they can be sad that they missed out funny Among Us cards and epic Hollow Knight cards and Psycho Gorman and stuff. Monsters. So this is the monster deck, and well, I'm gonna breeze through this. This is gonna be as an in-depth review, but I'm gonna talk about the solids and the sad part of not owning this expansion. First guy we got is Gaber, and Edmund, why did you make one of the most iconic Isaac enemies part of this expansion? I don't know, this feels wrong. Like, this guy feels base game. Like, I don't know, that's my only complaint about these monsters. We're gonna go through this, but Gaper, you know, just 2 HP, you know, good. Charger, another enemy that really should be part of the base game. Sure, he's hard to hit, but you know, he's 1 HP. You know, if you have a bomb, you can get rid of him. Parabite, I love the expression. Also, the artwork goes all the way down. That's pretty cool. he is also another basic enemy. You know, these aren't any crazy enemies, but we do have some interesting bosses to talk about. Roundworm. I mean, it's Roundworm. Yeah, sorry. Unless I'm not gonna do like a super in-depth review for all these. Ragling, pretty cool way to get you know, loot. Boil. What's I say? It's cool that we have a monster that heals. The Knight, which I feel like the Knight, you could get away with putting this in this expansion, because like I get that Edmund was making the game and is like, you know what? Because like, of course you're gonna want to have it incentivize people to get the gold box, of course. So like, I guess he made the base game and then like took some parts of the base game and made them exclusive cards. So that's my only assumption that what happened here. Because like, I mean, some characters I could feel like, you know, you're not gonna be missing out on Knight and Imp unless you're some weird Knight and Imp fan boy. The Godin, I'm really excited for the alt art card for him. Death's Head. Now Death's Head's pretty interesting because he's one of the few monsters that don't have a way to attack them directly. I mean, I think you could use a bomb, I'm pretty sure, on this guy, but yeah, basically you gotta kill another monster for him to die, which is pretty cool, and he gives another effect. I know some mod expansions have obstacles as a mechanic, and I believe they would label Death's Head as an obstacle. Now this is interesting. Okay, now this is the cool parts. We got I Am Error as the event cards. I know people like to call them happenings, but I don't like to call them happenings because I mean, I think that's the official term, but me and my friends, me and the boys, we call it events. So I Am Error is really cool as there's a way to get, you know, some pretty fun stuff right there. Solid, really good event card. Trapdoor is interesting as well. You know, you could look at the top 3 monsters and also take damage as an option for that. I like that. Oh, we got 2 curses. Curse of Fatigue. I'm one of those rare players that actually enjoy curses. So basically, you only may recharge 1 item and start a return. Solid curse. Now this is the funny, interesting story one. Curse of the Tiny Hands. Oh, Curse of Tiny Hands. I remember Edmund on the stream saying that it was an idea to have this card, but he wasn't too sure if this was gonna make it in. So yeah, the fact that it got in, I was like really excited because I remember the day the first website was out. I was like, yo, Curse of Tiny Hands made it in. So I don't know, that's a fun story I like to talk about. Now this is where the bosses are. Gurglings. You know, they get a bit easier, which is pretty accurate, you know. I mean, I like how they translate the boss into card form pretty well. I know some people like complain, oh, the dice is too high, but I don't know, I don't think souls should be easy to obtain. We got Fistula, pretty alright. It basically gets harder and harder to hit, which basically, because if you play the game, you know, he's like, it starts off really large and then becomes tiny pieces, so it makes sense to translate a card form would be that the dice stack goes higher and higher. I like that. I actually never knew how to pronounce this guy's name. I always call him Polyphysophilus. Each time it takes damage, the next attack roll you get is -2, so basically it gets harder to hit him. Which, you know, using bombs on these, you know, just use your loot. That's all I'm gonna say, use your loot. Oh man. The Cage. So funny enough, the Cage used to have the Hush's stats before they changed it because, well, he's just, you know, that would just mean that Hush and Cage were equivalent somehow. And I don't know, that's an interesting thing to talk about him. He's pretty beefy, but he gives you 2 treasures, so it's really worth the kill. Steven. Now this is interesting about Steven is that he actually has the default boss background, but there's actually a filter over it. Now I don't know if you could see this clearly because, you know, I mean, I'll try to get the official image of him, but it's a really cool thing to note that there's actually like, it's a filter. It's not a unique background. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And also you can may or may not come back because Steven's from the future or past and time. If you know Steven, you know Steven. Now lastly, we have Hush. Why was he part of this expansion? Like, this is the thing, like, Hush is a very iconic boss, and the fact that, I mean, I could get like, some of these bosses, I could see them being exclusive. Like, you know, Steven, I think that's a solid exclusive, but Hush is like, come on, man, you miss out on Hush. It's like, it's kind of painful, but yeah, he's a beefy monster, you know. 8, you know, stats, so basically you gotta roll a 50-50 for a chance to like hit him, and if you fail, you're most likely gonna die because he does 2 damage. I like him. I know this sounds controversial. Basement Dweller likes mega bosses. What? I've seen many games where somebody, you know, they're losing, they actually get lucky and actually kill the Hush and catch up. I mean, sure, the strong player could also attempt to fight. I mean, no, actually, just all strong players I meet don't fight Hush unless they feel like they're gonna get all 8 hits, a guaranteed kill. Because like most of them are like, don't want to die to this monster. Hush is fine. Yes, everybody, I was saying this. Hush is fine. I'm gonna stand my ground and say he is fine. And that is the monster segment. The monsters are nice, no major problems here. My only complaint would be that the iconic Gaper and a very important story boss named Hush are exclusive to this expansion. Like, why did they have to turn the Gaper into a limited time card? When you play Isaac, Gapers are like the Isaac franchise equivalent of the Goombas right here. Come on, man. And then, I guess I could say this again. I'm fine with Hush. I like mega bosses. Yeah. I don't know, I find it weird that people don't like them, you know? It's a party game, man. What do you expect? I'm just... Getting... Some cards are worth 2 souls. That's all I'm gonna say. Treasure cards. Okay, IRL Dweller here. Let's go to the treasure items. Mom's Knife. I always told people if ever I want to balance 4 souls, I would add more HP damage ups and dice up cards, because I feel like these are pretty rare. My complaint is Mom's Knife is a very iconic item, and the fact that you can't get this anymore unless you find some online person selling this expansion, like, it irks me. It bothers me. Very solid card. I love Mom's Knife. It's really great. Guppy's Tail. If you watch The Iceberg or you're a super diehard fan, you would know this is one of the ARG cards, which I'll probably put on screen right there. This is cool that we have Guppy. I believe in the 2.0, there'll be all Guppy items are going to have a Guppy label, which is pretty nice. I really like that. I'll talk about the 2.0 expansion changes some other time. Soy Milk. Really cool, but it's iconic, so I'm like really sad that these are limited time exclusives. 9 volt, great. Yeah, actually I don't think there's many bad items in this expansion, you know. I guess that's a incentive to try to, you know, find this expansion, because another HP up right here, you know. You take no damage on a roll of 4. Good. You take no damage on attack roll of 1. Now, a lot of people may say that ain't good, but it's alright. You know, you prevent damage sometimes. More options. I love the idea of being able to purchase additional items per turn, because sometimes when you're really strong, you can have so many coins out there, but like no way to spend them all at once. So having a way to buy another treasure is pretty good. I mean, sure, it makes stronger players stronger, but I'm fine with that. When everyone rolls a 5, you may force that player to reroll it. I like this because it's chaotic. Because, like, I don't know, for me, I always see 4 souls as this fun party game, not this weird strategic skilled game. And having an item like this is just really funny because, like, there's moments where, like, you thought you wanted, like, you rolled a 5, you better reroll again. I don't know, I just love that. Skeleton Key. Skeleton Key got in before we got a key loot card, which Edmund, why? I love the idea of just able to attack additional times, but yeah, Skeleton Key, you can attack 99 times, which I really want someone to like place a counter every time they attack, right? And make it all the way to 99. I want to see the video, you know, history of people using Skeleton Key. Cause like, I want to see someone actually use full 99. I've gone really close to, doing that, but then I got 4 souls and I won, so oof. The Bible. Okay, now we're going to the active items. These were the passive items. These are the active items. Edmund, this is an iconic item. Why was this, you know, the Bible? You know, people say, oh, this is the Christian game out there, Christian card game. And the Bible itself was an exclusive card for a limited time. It's like, But something very cool to note is that down here it says kill mom or mom's heart. This card was made before mom's heart was in the game, so props to Edmund for thinking of ahead before he added mom's heart in 4 Souls Plus, which is not the first expansion, as I said in this video. It's actually the second expansion. Pretty cool. The Butterbean. Dweller controversial opinion. I like it. So basically you tap, you roll. Oh, I rolled a 2, so nothing happened. But I rolled a 6, I can recharge it and do it again, over and over. I like meme cards. I mean, granted, there is some uses. Some cards require certain rolls to happen, so it could work out. I can't believe it's not Butterbean. It's a natural Butterbean loot card right here. Yep. But better. Lemon Mishap. Pretty good. The reason why I'm saying is because, like, when we go to 4 Souls Plus, I'm gonna talk about cards that are problematic. So trust me, I'm not gonna say every card is good. Woo! That's not gonna happen here. Crooked Penny is really fun, as you could just double it. I've had Crooked Penny plays where I'm like super powerful because of that, and then end up losing everything. So it's pretty fun. Library card. I consider this a stat up, playing additional loot cards, and we need more cards like this. I love library card. Having fun isn't hard when you got a library card. Fruitcake. Now, the interesting thing about Fruitcake is, I remember in the Kickstarter stream, that meant the Fruitcake had the most re-changes over and over what the effects were. So I don't know, I think that's pretty cool. Also, the little tap symbols in the middle, which isn't too often to know. And I gotta check the 2.0 version of this card, because maybe it's different. I don't know, put it on screen. Plan C, destroy this, kill an active monster, at the end of your turn, kill all players. Controversial opinion, I like chaotic cards that do stuff like this. I'm R-Key gang. A lot of people hate R-Key. I love R-Key. I'm sorry, man. This is a party game. This is gonna be some competitive game where we have a card that kills everyone or restarts the game. I don't label it as a bad card. It's fun. I have had fun, chaotic moments with friends gathering game nights. We love chaotic cards, man. It embodies Isaac pretty well. The Ouija board, or the Ouija board as most people call it. Meh. Dad's Key. These are the cards that require you to spend certain things. I like it. And lastly, Succubus. I like this card a lot. This is a solid card. All these treasure cards are solid. My complaint, and once again, is many iconic Isaac stuff is just locked in this limited time expansion. Mom's Knife, the Bible, soy milk. Like, man, I feel bad for these people that missed out on these cards, and I just don't want to imagine the scenario where one of these cards get ruined and then have to replace one of these cards. Like, Loot cards. Okay, so lastly, this is the loot cards. We're gonna breeze by this real fast. So basically, pennies are fine in this expansion, but in 4 Souls Plus, I'm gonna explain why pennies are actually bad. But granted, everything's been somewhat fixed with Requiem's new rule deck building mechanic, my bob. So yeah, we have penny, 2 cents, 2 cents, 3 cents, 3 cents, 4 cents, 4 cents. I mean, granted, there are differences because the light shimmers in different areas, but it's the same card, man. Charge penny. Okay, this is interesting. Charge penny is actually pretty cool, as it's a another battery basically, but also you gain 1 cent. So what's there not to love about that? A bomb. I'm telling you, the loot deck needs more bombs and soul hearts. That's, you know, these are really vital items right here. Prevent damage and dealing damage. Solid to know that you get more from this expansion. A sack. This is really great. This is a great loot card, but you get 1 loot card and you get 3 more. You know, what more can you ask from that? Great. Now here's a pill. Let me see, because there's some pills that are, you know, deadlier than others. Recharge all of your items, +1. Oh, this is the one I was talking about the Codworm soft lock. If you watch my iceberg, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This is the pill bottle, everybody. This is the one. Yara. My complaint is this is a very iconic Isaac rune, and it was only in this expansion. Like, come on, man. This is real. I mean, I really like it. Yara has helped me gain a lot of loot cards. It's really good. Credit card. What's really cool about this is 109's there. Also, Magladin Mahora is the name of Isaac's mom's name, which the acronym is MOM. And also, this card is expired. I'm not sure if you could see that, but yeah. I'll put it on screen, you know, make it more clear. That card's expired. Joker. Evil, and I love it for party games. Holy card. Pretty nice. Love it for party games. Sea of Diamonds. I really love this. You just double the number of cents a player. Okay, now this is the 2 trinkets, I believe. Yes. Cancer, really great. I'm really sad that this is part of this expansion because a lot of people miss out, and it's really cool to actually see up close. But yeah, this is the one game where people would say, "Yes, Cancer, I got it," which it's a sentence you don't normally say. So yeah, if you're an outsider, this is a good item. Trust me, guys, it's really good. I promise. Trinket, and trinkets become items. You get the gist. Pink eye. Meh. Overall, all the cards from, I mean, that's the loot cards, but yeah, that's basically the whole gist of all of the, wait, hold up, I had it all planned out, but it didn't turn out exactly the way I wanted. The gold box expansion. It's about this big. Would I recommend it? Well, VTuber Dweller could take care of the rest. Loot cards are fine. I love the Yara rune and the sack. Not much to say. I mean, there's more coins, but that doesn't become a problem until much later in this expansion review series. Overall rating, if you're someone that is new to Four Souls and you missed out on both the original gold box and the 2.0 version of the gold box expansion, all I could say is, yikes! I would highly recommend finding the 2.0 versions of these cards over the original, as it has better wording and balance changes. I would only seek out the 1.0 versions if you're some card collector that wants to have every card and every single variations of the cards. Other than that, go for the 2.0. I say it's worth adding this expansion to your Four Souls experience, as the cards blend in well and doesn't throw off the balance. Unlike some other expansion I know. I've been the Basement Dweller, which I'm slowly becoming the Four Souls guy, but eh. Have yourself a groovy day. Bye-bye.